Hello, my name is Kevin Vaccaro and I'll be your instructor for the course. Welcome to CIS 452. This course is a module by module course in which we're going to explore how testing is done on the networks, on systems, on various web pages, and how do we determine the security posture of a given company or business or whatever, even our home networks. So through the course, you're going to learn different tools and techniques of going about and determining these, of how that you go about and how you figure out how to do the testing and the ultimately, producing a report as a capstone of a system that I'm going to give to you to test. So through each module, it's a step-by-step. First, we're going to go over some fundamentals. In Module 1, we're going to review some fundamental security concepts. Module 2, we're going to go some Linux and do some basic scripting and coding. In the modern cybersecurity skill set, you really need to know some programming. You don't have to be an expert programmer, but you really need to know Linux and how to do some programming, which we will do throughout this course. Module 3, we'll get into some network fundamentals and then begin the basic tools of how does an adversary, whether it's an advanced persistent threat or whether it's just a run-of-the-mill hacker, as it were, goes about and starts to gather information about whatever the target they're trying to get at, whatever the system they're trying to get at, whatever the network they're trying to get at. So that'd be your reconnaissance and footprinting. We then go into assessment where we're going to do some scanning using some tools like Nmap and other tools to kind of assess the security posture of a given system or network to determine, what is the vulnerability there. Then we're going to take a look at some non-technical things, stuff like social engineering and techniques used like phishing scams, physical, all kinds of different non-technical ways of gathering information and or getting into somebody's network or business. We then move into, after that, how do you gain access, things like cracking passwords, what are hashes, how do we crack them, a little bit about encryption. Moving on to the next module will be web app testing. We're actually going to, given a place, what is SQL injection, what are the vulnerabilities in a web app, SQL injection being quite prevalent. We're going to go into that. Finally, we're going to get into writing a report and how do we write a report based on all the stuff we're doing in this course. How do we put this together and write a report against an unknown capstone target or capstone machine, that is a word that I'm going to assign everybody to test. And finally, that brings us to the main project, which is the capstone project. So in the capstone project, all these modules, we're going to go through different tools and techniques of how to assess the target, how to figure out whether or not you can get in or what are the vulnerabilities in that, and then how do you make a report that would otherwise be presented to a CIO or CEO, whoever ordered it from the company. And it's important, even if you're not going to do the hands-on piece, to understand what are the steps, what are the methods that when you hire somebody to do this, what are they doing? What do you expect from that report? What kind of skill set? What kinds of information is valuable and more than others? And that pretty much, so it's important when doing this course that we do it a step at a time, because each piece will add up to finally you doing a full assessment of a given unknown, meaning that I'm going to give you a hand-built system that will be in a virtual environment that you're going to then do using the tools and techniques you learn through the course, doing a security assessment on it, give me the posture of it, then possibly even get into it due to maybe misconfigurations or vulnerable applications, whatever have you. So that really is the culmination of all what you're going to do in the course. So I hope you enjoy this course and we'll work together through it, and